Now that we've looked at the roster, let's look at the season schedule for season 31. 12 games, 4 out of conference games, and I get to choose all of them this time instead of being locked into one in the pack. Well, let's see what we got. First up will be Boise State and Coach Irock, and we'll get to face the reigning Heisman, the terror at running back, Ashton Jeanty. Sean has always been a guy that will run the ball, even if it's 3rd and 13. He will find a way to try to run the ball on 3rd and 13 and convert. It's quite crazy. But this man is committed to running the ball more than some people are committed in their relationships. It's insane, the commitment he has to running the ball. And as he brought up, this is one of the first times, a few times, that we've actually had an even team. You look at it, his defense is slightly better, but the overall is the same. The offense is the same. So it's usually one of us has a better team, or one of us just got fired and has a worse team. Somehow it's some mixture of that. So it's the first time in a while that we've actually had similar talent. We're on the road, we get to play on the blue field, and we'll get to see how we do. It should be a fun game. I look forward to the challenge of figuring out what to do against Jeanty. Last season, Boise was 9-4, 7-7 before that, so looking to improve and compete for the Mountain West. Overall, his career record, 111-94. He has 96 season wins, so he'll be looking forward to getting or cracking 100 at some point this season. We'll stay on the road in Block 1. Week 2, we'll be taking on Duke and Coach Jack B. We have a slightly better rating in 85 versus an 84. Defenses are the same. Offense, we are +1. Coach Jack took over Florida coming into the NDL, went 4-4. Last season, he went 10-4 with UAB. So he's looking forward to having a good season in the ACC. We'll see what we can do against him. Be our first matchup. Week 3, we'll be at home against Coach T. Wade and the Maryland Terps. Similar in overall, 85-84. His defense is 2 points better. My offense is 3 points better. We'll see how it goes. We did meet before, at least the only matchup that I'm aware of. As season 29, I had Western Michigan. He had Eastern Michigan. A close game, came down to the wire, and we were able to eke out a win in a rivalry game. He went 8-5 that season. Last season with Arizona, he went 9-4. And career-wise, he is 80-75, but he is 17-9 since the NDL has returned to the PS5. So we'll see if this matchup will be just as exciting as our last matchup was. Not sure if we met in seasons prior. I can't really, I guess I can look here. I don't know if it shows. Yeah, we've only matched up against each other once. And I could actually look at the log. This is cool. Yeah, it was 38-28. I remember we scored late in the game in order to be able to get the win. Now that I can see that, let me go back and look at Coach Irock. I did not know that it had head-to-head. Homie is freaking amazing. Dude is full of surprises, let me tell you. I know we've played a lot, though. That I do know. Probably played him more than any other coach. Yep. We've played 10 times. I'm 8-2 against Coach Irock. He has wins against me with, it looks like, Stanford against Tulsa. He won 35-30. And then, what's the other one? Man, we played a lot. What is the other one? Good question. Stanford against Tulsa, 35-30. So we've got that one. And then he beat me when I had Southern Miss, 31-20. So both wins with Stanford. But Florida National against Nebraska. Nebraska against Arizona. That probably is an even matchup. North Carolina against Fresno State. I think that matchup was in his favor. I had Michigan for 2 seasons, Kentucky against Georgia Tech, USC against Georgia Tech, so and Miami against Stanford. So definitely you could tell the difference in talent. So again, should be a fun matchup because this is close to even as you can possibly get. Rounding out our out of conference schedule, Coach Outlaw and Purdue. So we have the better rating. We're at home. So we're going to be favored in this one. We'll see how it goes. +3 overall, +3 offense, +2 defense. But he did. Looking to bounce back. He had Colorado. Boo. In season 29, went 3-9. And then you have Middle Tennessee last year, did qualify for a bowl, finished the season 6-7. As a whole, he is 250 in 113. Multiple 11-win seasons. Looking at Mississippi State and Arizona, going 11-3, went 12-0 with Cal in season 16, and then back-to-back 11-1 seasons with Clemson in season 10 and 11. Had an 11-1 Northern Illinois, 12-1 Kent State. This guy knows how to win. He also knows how to win against me as well. We played a couple of times in the past. He is 2-1 against me. Season 13 was my only victory against him. I beat him 13-10, Kansas State over Mizzou, but he got his revenge in the following 2 seasons. Beat me 21-14 in season 23, Mississippi State over Kentucky, and 28-21 in season 24, Arizona over USC. So we'll see if we can even up this coach series with this matchup. And then in week 5, we jump into conference play. Our first conference game will be against South Florida. We are +5 overall, 85-80, +5 on offense, and then defenses are equal. The coach in this one, South G.A. Cracker. Coming from Florida State, went 8-5 in season 29, 7-6 in season 30. A newer guy, I was going to say a newbie, but a newer guy joined the NDL in its return with this year's game. It's 19-15 overall. We have not played before, so it should be fun to see how things go. Winning records in the ACC and a power conference is impressive. What happens when you go to a mid-major? We'll have to see. So that'll be the matchup for week 5. Week 6, we'll be back on the road. So after 3 games at home, right before the bye week, we're heading out to Bama and taking on the UAB Blazers again. We're going to be favored in this one, +5 overall, +7 on offense, and +4 on defense. The coach here, Code 114. Someone else who is newer to the NDL, joining on the PS5. He had Navy the last 2 seasons, went 3-9 and 2-10. So the question is, are we going to see a more conventional offensive approach, or are we going to see the military style offense, the X-bone, as I like to call it, just variations of flex, wishbone, whatever, the heavy run style that you see with the military schools? We'll have to see. Curious. We have yet to play against each other, so looking forward to what could be a very interesting matchup. You don't see that type of offense with a non-military school, so it'd kind of be fun to see. I don't know if that's what I'll get in this matchup, but looking forward to seeing what happens. Week 7 will be one of my favorite weeks of the season, the bye week. A chance to recuperate, relax, take some time off, maybe not time off, but at least only have to worry about 1 game. And it comes after 6, so in real life, this would actually be a kind of nice break to have. I'll take it. Week 8, we're back in action at home against Rice, and another team that we're going to be favored against, +5. A lot of 80s in this conference. +5 on offense, +2 on defense. Your coach in this one, Mount Wasik. Hope I'm saying that right. A long time NDL vet. He has played in all 30 seasons. Has a record of 201 and 210. Season record 182 and 181. Looking to see if we have played before. I'd feel like at some point our paths have had to cross. You you just feel like it has to. We've only played once. Crazy. Both been in the league for a long time. Only played once. Season 13, I won 16-14. Kansas State over TCU. It was a long time ago. So we'll see how it goes in this one. On the road in week 9, taking on the North Texas Mean Green. Again, another 80. We're going to be favored. +5. +7 on offense. +2 on defense. Drew Baca is your coach in this one. He has played 2 seasons in the NDL, 4-8 with Maryland. Last season, he went 1-11 with Bowling Green. Collectively, 8-23 overall. You have not played against each other yet. We'll see if he can have a bounce back year after the season with Bowling Green. Just going from one mid-major conference to another, looking for some success in the AAC. Tulane stays on the road. One of the bigger gaps. On the road against the Charlotte 49ers. +8 in overall, +10 in offense, +8 defensively. But James Ackerman is certainly no slouch. He will not take it lightly. He played in seasons 1, 2, 4, 6, and is back for seasons 29-30. Back-to-back 2-10 seasons. Sam Houston and UCLA, rough season in the Big Ten and season 30. Overall career record of 33-49. We have not played against each other. He was in the NDL before I came along, so it'll be our first matchup. If he has a good season, he could parlay this team into a great pick. Obviously, we're going to have to win games like this where you're favored, can't have losses, and being on the road evens it out just a smidge. Week 11, we're back at home. We will be facing Matt Daddy and Temple. So +8, 77 overall, +10 on offense, +8 on defense. Again, we're going to have to win games like this. These are games that we really can't afford to lose. It'll still be tough regardless of what anything looks like record-wise. Matt Daddy went 1-4 with North Carolina last season. The season before, 7-6 with Wake Forest. Overall, has played in 8 seasons in the NDL, 60-47. I don't think we've played each other. Certainly not recently. I will take a look, but I'm pretty positive that this name has not come up for me. I lied. We played once. It was back in season 15. Nebraska against Oregon. I was Nebraska. I won 27-3. Super long time ago. Eons ago. Week 12, a familiar coach. Coach Ice and the Navy midshipmen. So they're going to be pretty solid defensively. They have a better defense than us, 82-80. Our offense is +5 overall. It's a difference of 1. They run a very interesting offense. One of the military schools, you know how it is. But Coach Ice is familiar with that because he had Air Force last season, and I got to see it up close and personal, and it was definitely a challenge trying to figure out how to slow that run game down. Overall, he went 3-9 with Arizona Air Force. Season before, 4-8 with NC State. Had a good run at BYU. Multiple winning seasons, 5 of the 6 seasons there. Overall, his coach record is 234 and 169. And it is probably not the first time that we've played. I'll take a look and see. Just with how long he's been in the NDL. No. Somehow our paths have only crossed last season. Week 13, a bye week, setting the stage for what will be a very fun game, and definitely the game that I have circled on my schedule from day 1. The final game of the season. A rivalry game, I'm pretty sure, against Memphis. I'm going to have to double check that. I'm not sure. It's not listed on the schedule. But I was pretty sure that this was a rivalry game. The coach here, Coach Barkley. And you got to like it because defensively and offensively we're separated by 2. But the overall matches Looking up the coach contract right now. Barkley went 12-1 with Louisiana Monroe last season. Almost was able to knock off Doof. Had a crazy comeback win, if I remember correctly. Had a really, really good season. So, what does he do in season number 2 for an encore? I don't know. Really interested to play him and see how he plays up close and personal. It's different playing, like being in the middle of playing a game versus watching someone play. And it is a rivalry game, so the only rival on the schedule, 30 points riding on this game. Should be fun. Looking forward to how things play out. And then, cup action. Funny enough, we actually match up against a conference team and someone that just happens to be on our schedule in the cup. What do you know? Facing South Georgia Cracker in this, and we are at home. Well, that'll be one of the 3 games in Group 12. A big challenge here. The overalls may be the same, but the speed, I'm sure, is going to be vastly different. Playing Florida and one of the best coaches in the league, Big Mike. It's been a long time since we played. Looking forward to seeing how things turn out here. We're at home. Don't have to play in the swamp, thank God. Still will be a challenge regardless. Like I said, one of the good guys on the stick. He always calls a good game. It's tough to beat him, so we'll see what we can do. And our only road game against Iowa. So I don't get to escape Caleb Johnson. Doesn't matter that I'm not in the Big Ten. I still have to deal with him anyway. 88 overall. Definitely the best defense in terms of rating we'll see all season with a 92. Our offense is better, but we know it's going to come down to trying to stop Caleb. Good luck with that offensive line. They may be rated an 80, but it's a very deceptive 80 at that. And that'll be group play in the Cup, Pool 12. See how we do there, but I'm excited to get this season started.